Before we resume more videos about feng shui tips, since the previous video is about helping you condition your mind to attract abundance through the help of time-tested symbolisms, and that includes feng shui, today in this video we're going to share with you 8 side hustles you can do to make money during quarantine and other actionable steps to jumpstart your multiple income streams in the future. We're going to talk about the easiest first in terms of time and effort needed, going to the more complex ones. However, the amount of money you can earn from these things depends on a lot of factors such as your current environment, your abilities and skill level, how they're compatible with your personality, and most importantly, timing. That means one or a few of these may work very well for you, and they actually did for me too, but unfortunately not for others and vice versa, and that's okay. Different people, different paths and purpose in life. The most important takeaway in this video is not blaming anyone about our current circumstances and being too dependent on other people, especially the government and employer, but instead learning how to proactively attract not just money actually, but overall abundance in our lives. With that said, let's get started. Number 1. The easiest thing you can do that can make you some money during quarantine is to sell old items online. After you've KonMari'd your items and feng shuied your home during your spring cleaning, since most of us are in lockdown and it's pretty much risky to have a garage sale, you might not be even allowed in most places right now, sell those items online instead. You can make good money selling old items on Amazon or eBay or Craigslist, for instance, especially electronics like old DSLR models, because more and more people want to start their own YouTube channel these days, and they'll be so glad to save a bit on a secondhand camera, provided it's still working real well. Just make sure you tag it as used. You can also group several old items that are related to each other, such as old Nintendo games, and sell them as either in a bundle or in a box, like a mystery box on Amazon. Number 2. Rent out your stuff. This actually depends on your area. If you have a bicycle that you don't use that often, for instance, you can rent it out to your neighbors so they can do some essential errands like buying some groceries or picking up laundry without having to worry if parking areas for cars are also locked or just pretty strict in general, and being forced to walk several kilometers. You can try renting out extra suits and designer pieces too. However, there's less demand for them now during lockdown, but it depends. You can also sell them instead if their current price is higher now than the price you originally paid for them. I think the most lucrative right now is if you have a spare computer or laptop. You can rent it out much easier now because more people stuck at home definitely need them. The same thing goes for video game consoles and TV monitors. Number 3. Another quote-unquote easy thing to do during quarantine is becoming a virtual assistant. Although I haven't personally tried this myself, unlike the other things mentioned in this video, I know a few people who do this and they shared their experience. According to them, it's so much less stressful than working in an office because you don't have to see your boss in person and even mingle with people you don't like during lunch. Depending on your current skills and previous experience, you can offer to do a little more complex job at higher pay such as bookkeeping and assistant video editor, or easier ones like managing events in a calendar, joining a call, and taking notes. If you want to be more in control of how you spend your time, you can try applying as a social media manager. There are still companies and small firms out there who are in need for someone tech-savvy to boost their online image and sales, and right now during quarantine, this is more in demand than ever as more businesses try to shift their focus online. Sometimes it can also be as simple but a little more stressful, such as answering Facebook and Instagram comments. If you don't see any opening right now but you have previous experience in having a decent-sized following in social media, for instance, you can try something a little not for the faint-hearted but might pay off, especially if you create a business out of this in the future. Cold calling small businesses and mom-and-pop shops and offer to create a social media presence package for them. Most often than not, they're gonna reject you and tell you that they're doing it themselves, so you need to have some charisma and X factor to be able to convince them to be your client. Number 4. If you're not very sociable or just want to sell your own items instead of helping others sell their goods, you can sell your own digital products instead. Okay, so if you have a talent in design, you can create and sell your own digital templates like meal prep and planners in Etsy, for instance. You can also sell digital art that people can print at home. However, this market is a little saturated already, and another annoying thing that you need to be careful of is dealing with online thieves who may steal your design and sell them at a lower price. If you think you're more talented in writing instead, you can self-publish a book in Amazon. If you have a blog, you can even use your blog posts and create a book out of them. However, make sure your topic belongs to a popular category so you don't have to worry too much about marketing and people actually finding your book. Else you can plan a book launching campaign either in your blog or in a Facebook group or other social media like Pinterest. If your talent and skills are something different from those things I just mentioned, you can record a video tutorial about that instead and either sell them as an online course, or if it's unique enough and not belonging in a saturated category, you can also create your own YouTube channel and post them here. But you won't get monetized right away though until you meet the minimum criteria. For this to be sustainable and be a nice start of multiple income streams in the future, you also need to be number 1 in a less competitive niche, and number 2, either has a huge audience waiting for you or a huge CPC rate that even if you don't have that much audience, you'll still earn well once your channel is eligible for Google AdSense. And speaking of YouTube, number 5. This is actually very challenging, but if you're the opinionated type or simply has a good network of people interested in something you love doing, then you can start being an influencer. There's so much competition now in becoming an influencer and it's not easy to get attention. That's why having an existing network helps. But this can still work even if you don't have one yet, as long as you're already familiar with how social media and marketing works. The most important thing is having your own unique voice or flavor to set you apart from others and help you develop your own memorable brand. If you have a lot of opinions over a particular subject that isn't covered much yet here, you can start doing your own reviews in your YouTube channel and also in other social media like Facebook and Instagram. It's best if you have your own website too with a blog in it where you also feature your reviews in written format. If you prefer to entertain instead, you can do that as well and even consider streaming, especially if you're into gaming, or even start joining TikTok if you haven't yet, because early 2020 isn't that late to do so. Though unlike YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook streaming, there's not much money that can be made yet in TikTok. TikTok Live, meh. However, I've heard from this channel he has vast experience in managing multiple TikTok accounts in China. That TikTok will launch a shopping option in the app soon. I think it's already being tested in China and some creators have already experienced being able to add links both in their bio and videos. So it's highly possible that TikTok can be another sales funnel for your merch or some other product you want to sell in the future, aside from the traditional blog, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Number 6. If being an influencer isn't your cup of tea and you prefer one-on-one conversations, you might want to try being an online teacher. The most in demand is being an online English teacher to non-English speaking countries like South Korea, Japan, and China. Depending on your experience, this can pay well. You definitely need a strong Wi-Fi connection though and a good microphone and webcam. Some parents and students also look for a math tutor, especially before an exam, so you can apply as one instead. You can also record yourself and, going back to number 4 earlier, sell that as an online course. Number 7. If you're highly opinionated but don't want to mingle with people, not even a one-on-one, well, that's me, then you might want to consider becoming a trader. Although stock market has just recently crashed and most likely will continue going down unless a proper vaccine is finally ready, there are other things you can trade online such as forex, oil, and metals like gold and silver. However, trading isn't for everyone and definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you treat it as such, you will get burned, I assure you. If you're a graduate of economics, business, or finance, or simply knowledgeable about them, especially macroeconomics and valuation, and pretty much know how the big institutions move, then trading is going to be less difficult. But they're definitely not a requirement though, and you can still learn those things along with trading itself and finding your own strategy if you're committed enough. The most important in trading are being able to manage your risk and capital well, having your own opinion, and being able to develop what we call as your own trading playbook. If you're the type who keeps asking around for advice on what asset or stock or forex pair is good to trade right now, or if what you're doing is right, and you keep asking for other people's validation in general, then I'm sorry, trading isn't for you. You need to have strong conviction and balls of steel to be a trader, and if you have these skills and personality type, then trading is a highly rewarding endeavor, especially you're very much in control of your time and has personal freedom, aside from the monetary rewards you can gain fairly, which depends on your skills and not have to please other people. And lastly, number 8. If you want to future-proof yourself in your skill set, learn to code. I know this is quite depressing, but that's just the way it is. Most of our jobs are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence or AI. Even trading can be done by some algorithm now and machine learning. So you may ignore everything that I enumerated earlier, but not this one. In my humble opinion, We all need to learn how to code. Even the most basic and easiest one like HTML is a good warm-up. You don't have to be an IT grad. There are a lot of lessons available online as well as code camp that can teach us and equip us with programming skills. You don't have to learn C or C++ or C++, although that's a good foundation. You might want to learn Jamstack, also known as JavaScript, APIs, and markup, especially if you're into web design, web building. If you're into game development though, you might want to learn Java for Android or Swift for iOS. If you want something more all-around and assist you in daily tasks on your computer aside from developing a mobile app, you can study Python instead. After that, you can also take some online courses about artificial intelligence and machine learning. Amazon and Microsoft currently offer them for free, although if you want to have a certificate of completion, you need to pay a certain fee. If any of you guys know other legit side hustles that will not only make you money right now during quarantine but also prep you with useful skills for the future, let us know down in the comments below. If you find this video helpful or know someone who can be helped by this video, share this to them and press the thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing as well. We upload a new video every week or so, but to make sure not to miss an upload, you may click that notification bell icon. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.